Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon for character sheets and like and subscribe to be less itchy next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building 5, also known as, I guess, 5, from the Umbrella Academy because he's the most regularly requested member of the family. I don't know why an emotionally stunted man-child with a condescending attitude and an inanimate object wife would appeal to my audience. Oh no, let's redo that intro. Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon for character sheets and like and subscribe to be less itchy next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building 5 from the Umbrella Academy, the most heavily requested member of the family because y'all like teleporting and there are no other reasons. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need to bamf around, meaning that we're going to be teleporting like a badass mini fighter. Next, we'll get a bunch of weapons and wield them like we're not a middle schooler. Finally, we need some minimal time travel. We could get some heavier stuff, but that's probably a wish spell. It's like diving into the depths of a frozen lake and emerging as an acorn. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep an eye on a bunch of multi-glassing minimums. Intelligence will be number 1. Your brain is the size of your brother's arms. Dexterity next, you've got some serious speed and very sharp shots. Wisdom after that, snipers need to be perceptive if they intend to land their sharp shots. They actually don't in D&D, but we still need wisdom. Follow that up with constitution. You're pretty tough for a kid and you never want a negative modifier here. Charisma is a little low. You're kind of a jerk. And we'll dump strength. You're good with an axe, but we're going to get something for that later. 5 is a human, but time travel did some weird stuff to your body, so it's time for custom lineage. That's right, this is the first build I've written with Tasha's out the whole time, rather than just desperately trying to patch it in with 30 other builds in 2 weeks. So, will we use this all the time? No, but we will if it fits better. So for the ability scores, bump up dexterity. This time it's going to be a gishy type build. We'll take lucky for your feat of choice for some small level time travel to let you reroll a d20 roll, or give an enemy disadvantage attacking you 3 times per day. For your skill, acrobatics is great. It helps you get out of grapples, and grapples are bad. For your background, your dad was such an unloving jerk that you basically have the soldier background, giving you athletics and intimidation, which is better than an inferiority complex, but I don't know anyone who has that. Please like the video, I really need it. We'll kick things off as a wizard because you have superpowers, you practice them, and they get better. It's really just because I want your intelligence modifier to be your casting modifier. It's clearly the soft stat 5 excels at the most. You get 2 skills from the wizard list. Arcana and history are useful for apocalypse prevention and time travel. Imagine landing in Woodstock and having 0 idea what's going on. You get some spells and cantrips. True Strike is a nice time to remind your audience that it's the aiming spell. It's slow, it's not the best way to deal damage, but you take an action to give yourself advantage on a weapon attack next turn, and it can be interrupted by dropping your concentration, just like you could get interrupted in 1963 by a past version of yourself. But if you can no-scope Kennedy twice, go for it, champ. Light will let you see with your dumb human eyes, and create bonfire makes a bonfire that deals 1d8 fire damage to creatures that fail a dexterity saving throw inside, but can also be useful if you're the last living person and just want to eat some beans. There really aren't any teleportation or time travel spells for level 1, so let's get all the Gish classics. I'm talking jump to triple your jump distance and make up for your garbage strength score. Long strider to make you 10 feet faster for an hour and make up for your short little legs. Expeditious retreat to dash as a bonus action for 10 minutes depending on your concentration to go as fast as you can without teleporting. Identify tells you what a magical item is and what it does, how many charges it has left, if you need to find a briefcase that isn't just good at storing documents properly. Mage armor makes your AC 13 plus your dexterity modifier when you're not wearing armor for 8 hours to keep you bullet free, and shield adds 5 to your AC as a reaction to push that even further. You can have an amount of these prepared per day equal to your intelligence modifier plus your wizard level, and you can use arcane recovery to get some spell slots back on a short rest, an amount equal to half your wizard level. Starting at 1 slot, because otherwise that would be really not something worth getting at this level. Second level wizards can choose an arcane academy. Chronomancy is the only way to get cool chronomancy spells, so we'll go with that. You get temporal awareness to add your intelligence modifier to your initiative rolls, helping you stop the temp's commission from getting the drop on you. You also get chronal shift, letting you force a creature to reroll an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw as a reaction twice per long rest. Start with a few seconds, like maybe, I don't know, 6. You can also scoop up chronomancy spells like Gift of Alacrity to give a creature a d8 to add to their initiative rolls for the next 8 hours, no concentration required, so your whole party can be a little bit quicker on the draw. Or one of them, pick your favorite. Or yourself. You have one more spell at this level, Featherfall, prevents up to 5 falling creatures from taking falling damage as you blink your siblings back to the ground safely. 2 of them are left out. I guess Ben's a freebie, and bullying Vanya is kind of a family tradition. She's got something to handle it, she'll be fine. 3rd level wizards can learn 2nd level spells. Misty Step lets you teleport 30 feet as a bonus action for some short-range blinking. Fortune's Favor gives you or an ally a luck die for an hour to reroll an ability check, saving throw, or attack roll, or give creatures disadvantage attacking them. And it's only for the Chronomancers, so take that, Divination Wizard. I guess they'll just have to deal with having Portents, which are a better version of the Chronal Shift. 4th level wizards get an ability score improvement. Our first goal will be getting the dexterity modifier up. None of your spells really deal damage. We're doing that Gish thing again. We really don't have enough Gishes here, do we? For this level spell, Blur gives a creature disadvantage to hit you for up to a minute, depending on your concentration. Maybe make some baddies shoot their friends. That sounds funny. Mirror Image also makes you harder to hit by creating 3 illusory duplicates of yourself. When someone tries to murder you, roll a d20. On a 6 or higher, they hit one of 3 duplicates, 8 or higher for 2, or 11 or higher for just 1. No concentration required here. It'll just make you a real pain for Hazel and Cha-Cha. 5th level wizards get to fully unlock the power of 5 Gum with Haste and Blink. Haste doubles your movement speed, adds 2 to your AC, gives you advantage on dexterity saving throws for a minute, and an extra action to attack, disengage, dash, dodge, or use an object. It lasts for a minute depending on your concentration, and ending the spell makes you really tired, meaning you have to take a round off of actions and reactions. Blink lets you move in and out of the material plane, rolling a d20 at the end of your turn every round for a minute. On an 11 or higher, you hang out in the border ethereal plane, unable to be affected by things on the material plane. You also come back somewhere within 10 feet of where you left last turn for a little teleportation every round if you're lucky, but mostly not getting hit. We'll bounce over to Fighter now for a fighting style, like Archery to add 2 to your attack rolls with ranged weapons. Pretty much any fighting style would work for you, but considering you landed several shots that balanced the tides of history, I think this is going to be my priority. You also get Second Wind, letting you recover 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per short rest, because you're the only one in your family who's actually going to be good at stopping the end of the world. Actually, stopping the end of the world is almost always just being nicer to Vanya, so Second level fighters get Action Surge, letting you make 2 actions in 1 turn once per short rest, helping you get all your buffs going on the first turn, or just wrap up the fight extra quick with more attacks. Third level fighters can choose a martial archetype. Eldritch Knights get more spell slots for more teleporting. You get Weapon Bond, letting you conjure a weapon to yourself as a bonus action to make sure that you're always armed. For your spells, you can learn 3 new ones from the wizard list. 2 of them have to be Evocation or Abjuration, but we already got all the ones I'd want from first level. If there's more you want, go for it. Check out page 165 of the player's handbook to figure out how many extra spell slots you're getting. That's really the reason we're going Eldritch Knight. It's just so we have more spell slots. 4th level fighters get an ability score improvement, letting us cap off our dexterity modifier for the most accurate shots possible and the most deadly shots possible. 5th level fighters get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks with your action instead of 1, 4 attacks with an action surge, and up to 5 attacks with a hasted action at this point. What's the point of all your speed if it doesn't murder effectively? Speaking of, 6th level fighters get another ability score improvement or a feat. The Sharpshooter feat lets you add 10 to the damage of your ranged attacks after taking a -5 penalty to the attack roll. You also ignore all but full cover and can fire at max range without disadvantage. Ranged is generally the better option for staying safe. You are a kid or a senior citizen. Both probably don't want to be on the front lines. 7th level Eldritch Knights get War Magic, letting you attack with your bonus action after you cast a cantrip with your action. True Strike is specifically for a weapon attack next round, so even this doesn't make it good. But maybe it grabbed Firebolt or something like that for D&D 5. It's not really in character, so I didn't put it here, but it's on the list. 8th level fighters get another ability score improvement, round up your intelligence and wisdom modifiers. Odd numbers don't do anything for you, and you've got to be smart if you're going to figure out accurate time travel. 9th level fighters get Indomitable, letting you reroll a failed saving throw once per long rest, which is kind of like another small time travel-y thing for when someone shoots a missile at you. 10th level Eldritch Knights get Eldritch Strikes. This gives a creature disadvantage on saving throws against your spells for a round after you hit them with a weapon attack. You don't really have any of those, but you could if you wanted to. 5 knows how to use a grenade. Grab Fireball. 11th level fighters get another extra attack, letting you make 3 attacks with your action, 6 with an action surge, and 7 with a hasted action. Make all of those sharp shots, and you'll be dealing some serious damage, assuming you're using a weapon that doesn't have a reload penalty. Though with the 12th level of fighter, you could grab the Gunner feat or the Crossbow Expert feat, depending on if your DM has guns in their setting. You're proficient with either. Fighters are good with every weapon, and 5 is certainly proficient with everything, even though dexterity is not going to work well with an axe. Which is why we're going to Monk now. At home, don't do this. Keep going down Fighter, hop back to Wizard and get some higher level spells. But if you want to kill a goldfish and can't just wait the 3 days it normally takes for a goldfish to die, you need axes, I guess. First level monks get martial arts, letting you turn simple weapons without the heavy property into monk weapons. That means you can use your dexterity modifier with a hand axe and make an unarmed attack as a bonus action after you attack with the monk weapon, and use your dexterity for that as well, not to mention dealing 1d4 instead of just 1. You can't do this while wearing armor, though you get unarmored defense to make your AC 10 plus your dexterity and your wisdom modifier when you're not wearing armor. Mage armor also handles that better, so just do that. Assume that Grace stitched your uniform to be bulletproof. Second level monks now have dedicated weapon from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, letting you make any weapon a monk weapon that isn't heavy since you already have proficiency with everything from fighter. That means battle axes, flails, longswords, rapiers, and warhammers can use your dexterity. It's fun. You also get key points letting you do cool time traveler stuff like Step of the Wind to dash or disengage as a bonus action and double your jump distance. You can pair this with the jump spell for some serious hops. Patient defense lets you dodge as a bonus action, giving everyone attacking you disadvantage, kind of like Blur but without the spell slot and not as long of a duration. Flurry of Blows lets you make 2 unarmed attacks instead of 1 with your bonus action, so with haste and action surge that's a total of 9 attacks in the same round, helping you fully overwhelm a whole crew of time spies. All monks get to run a little faster thanks to unarmored movement, which also pairs with haste to make you insanely quick. We'll cap things off with the 13th level of fighter for another use of Indomitable and a bigger hit die than any of the other classes we multi-classed with. Dying is bad. Try not to do it. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you can pump the damage out with a capped modifier in between 4 and 9 attacks per round. You're also really annoying to hit with 20 AC when you have haste up, blink, mirror image, and tons of luck die to make people re-roll if they do hit you. You're also very quick and mobile with teleportation options to get you where you need to go. For weaknesses, you're going to need some time to wind up all of your buffs and truly be at your peak. You're also missing out on strength, so you could get pushed around by adults. Finally, you're bad at talking to people, or at least bad at talking to them like they're not idiots who are wasting your time. But maybe that's because everyone else is an idiot who's wasting your time. Go fast, get things done, and wrap up this apocalypse business before your former employer figures out what you're doing. Just maybe try to be nice to your siblings. They tend to be heavily involved in the end of days. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon for this character sheet and a whole bunch more, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.